So a lot of people are afraid of a recession. There's a lot of money being churned into AI. Almost the entirety of our GDP growth for the last year in the US is based on AI investments, and almost none of it is based on anything else. People get very distressed about this bubble from AI that money essentially is going into like seven major corporations just funneling back around between each other. And people see this big bubble and they're like, oh no, it's going to burst and we're going to be in a recession. And they say that, like, oh no, this is going to be a really bad thing. Because for most people, a recession is a bad thing. They don't have work. They don't have the ability to take care of themselves. They don't have the ability to pay bills. They're in a constant state of distress, and there's been mass and mass layoffs, more and more of them. People are very distressed. But in overarching financial systems, for people who have money already, a recession is a good thing. All of the stocks, all of the, investment opportunities for assets, their prices all come down, and for a wealthy person, everything's on sale. Now, for everyone else who can't afford anything, everything's too expensive. They can't hardly survive. It's very distressful. But when there is a recession, the people who have money make way more, even more money. So the threat of a recession is not a threat to them. It is a exciting opportunity. During COVID-19, when most people were in distress, were like furloughed or working remotely, everybody was isolating, there were certain companies and certain people who made so much money, despite the fact that so many businesses went out of business, because to them, everything's on sale. To them, everything is for cheap. I can buy it all up. People believe that, oh, the prices are coming down, I'm losing so much money, and they sell off everything that they had in their investment portfolios or in their retirement accounts. They get terrified. They're like, oh no, the whole market's going to like be destroyed for all of eternity forever. In actuality, we're to the point where it's a global market. The entire global markets in multiple sectors in all these different countries would all have to all go kaput all at the same time for that to actually happen. Even if our market drops down, and say it drops down for several years, because there's a whole global market, it can come back. And so the people who buy things when everyone else is panicking are the people who make out like a bandit. But if you're already struggling to survive, you don't have any spare money to buy things when they're on sale. So you're just desperately trying to survive. If you're not already part of the stock market before everything goes on sale, then you won't actually have anything when everything goes back up in value, which means you're stuck. And unfortunately, a lot of people have to take and sell stuff, even if they weren't panicking, just to survive the recession, because they didn't have enough of a stockpile of emergency funds and stuff to be able to deal with the expenses. It's frustrating because if you're already rich enough to be part of the system will just carry you by default into more and more wealth. And if you can't afford to already be part of the system, you will just always constantly be getting left behind by default. The more the market grows, the more your financial disparity. The more the recession happens, the more your financial disparity, because you're not already a part of the market. And in reality, the majority of people aren't. 93% or something like that, I don't remember the exact number, of stocks just flat out are owned by the top 1%. It's owned by corporations and billionaires. They're not owned by everyday average people. And so much of the market is not even on the stock exchange. Like, Private investing and equity is a real thing, and people just don't even put themselves to be publicly traded. And then you don't even have an option of getting in on that. There's a huge separation between people who are already in and the people who are just trying to survive. So whenever you see on, articles in the news, or you see on your TikTok videos or your YouTube videos or whatever it is, whenever you see these things saying, oh, recession, oh, warning, just try to be conscious of the fact that that's not a warning for everyone. For some people, they're getting their finances together, they're taking out loans to use as leverage to buy as much when it's on sale as possible. And you are probably not the person who can afford to do that. The financial systems themselves are bad. They're set up poorly. And the more conscious of that, the more aware of that, and how it's not right, the more hopefully we can vote in people who would actually ever listen to making changes to those systems. Unfortunately, we have a lot of people in positions of power who are very close friends with a lot of corporate people and who are very comfortable accepting gifts and accepting, donations from corporate entities. An entity has so much power in this country. And the more that people become aware of that, the more that people understand the separation, hopefully the more people can be conscientious when they're voting, to not get distracted by really small things that affect almost nothing, but to be impactful with your vote. Economics sucks in so many ways, but it is absolutely important to the sustainability and living of people. The advice for surviving the holidays shouldn't be don't buy presents for grandma. The advice for surviving the holidays shouldn't be, oh, eat less. Getting through and surviving a recession is very different for most people than it is for the rich. And it's not because the rich people are necessarily oh so evil and terrible. I mean, yes, there is a certain amount of exploitation that is required to become a billionaire, especially a multi-billionaire, but in actuality, they're just human beings. But our systems, our regulations, our laws, those are the things that are allowing for that to continue to happen. And that is something we have the say in the matter of. If we can just stop being distracted by stuff that just isn't nearly as important. We have a lot of division in politics in this country. There's so much divisiveness, and it's only helping rich systems continue to keep rich people rich. It's not helping anyone who's poor. It's not helping anyone who's the majority of people. And that's just in the US. I haven't even brought up how bad it is for everyone else in the rest of the world. The things that we do and we vote in and we legislate here in the US often has a very huge domino effect on the rest of the world. So the next time that you're voting or that you're thinking about politics, think about the money. Don't just think about virtue signaling. Don't just think about, oh, do you like them or not? Don't just think about, do you like the people they're against or not? Think about, where's the money going? Vote in a way that doesn't keep funneling money to the top.